Well, that sucks. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Gamification, episode number 19. This is Chou, expert at constructing gamified solutions that are winning and addicting. And I'm here to help you go from gamification beginner to gamification master. Now that we've been through the 8 core drives, today I want to talk a little bit more about the differences between white hat and black hat gamification, which is obviously very related to those 8 core drives. White hat gamification consists of the top 3 core drives: epic meaning and calling, core drive 2, development and accomplishment, and core drive 3, empowerment of creativity and feedback. White hat gamification makes a person feel really good and powerful, just like those Chinese martial art movies. So if you always feel like you're doing something bigger than yourself, you're improving yourself, you're achieving mastery, and you're using your creativity and seeing feedback, you feel very empowered and inspired. You feel like you're in control and you're powerful. Now, black hat gamification involves the 3 core drives. Core drive 6, which is scarcity and patience. Core drive 7, unpredictability and curiosity, as well as core drive 8, loss and avoidance. So if you always feel like you're doing something just because you can't have something, just because you don't know what's gonna happen next, and just because you don't want to lose something. Again, it's amazing and bottom line in certain activities, but sometimes it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Zynga has figured out how to use a lot of these black hat game techniques without really understanding that's black hat, to really drive behavior. People, daily active user over monthly active user is pretty high. However, because it's black hat, people don't feel like they're in control. They don't feel empowered. So when people can leave the system, they will want to. And so as a result, Zynga has great metrics of users, but users eventually leave and they show stagnant results. Now, just because it's called black hat gamification doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. A lot of people voluntarily put themselves into black hat gamification in order to, for instance, go to the gym more often or eat healthily. Again, you're probably gonna make money for the company because it works on you. But just like gambling and other addictive behaviors, you don't feel like you're in control. And therefore, in the long run, when you can leave the system, you will leave the system. So even though white hat gamification is powerful and makes people feel good, there are limitations to it. The biggest problem with white hat gamification is that there's no sense of urgency. So if I tell you, go out and change the world, you're all excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna change the world. But I'm gonna first eat a nice breakfast, I'm gonna brush my teeth, right? No urgency, even though you feel powerful. But if I take out a gun and point at your head and say, go out and change the world, I'm gonna kill you right now, you're probably still gonna go change the world, but you're probably not gonna go eat your breakfast, you're probably not gonna brush your teeth, and you also don't feel good. So when you can escape my grasp of killing you if you don't change the world, you will want to. So one has urgency and one has long-term engagement. See, when you have too much black hat gamification, you always want to balance it with white hat gamification. And sometimes, you have a lot of white hat and people are engaged, they're happy, but you're like, how come my numbers aren't improving as quickly? How come I'm not monetizing or whatnot? And usually in that case, perhaps you should look into some black hat game techniques because it does drive results. So one example is well portrayed in the game Battle Camp that my friend Charles Chou made. So in Battle Camp, you'll have a troop where 25 members are fighting this boss for about 8 hours. And so throughout 8 hours, everyone's working hard, putting their energy. And so at one point, maybe after 7 hours, 50 minutes, people realize, oh, we can't beat this boss. We're only at 80% of damage. So then now the player has to make a choice. Do you just give up and have 25 people waste 8 hours of their time, or do you spend $5 and you beat the boss? So at this point, it's really a loss and avoidance type of motivation. So people spend money, so people will spend
and afterwards, as you can imagine, they don't feel really good. Even though they beat the boss, they felt they were held hostage, like they had to do it or else everyone's going to waste their time. Now, luckily, in the game, immediately after, the game showers them with white hat motivation, which is making them feel accomplished. Wow, you just beat this amazing boss. Hey, you just got this amazing award. But more importantly, there's social influence. Everyone's like, wow, you're the hero of our troop. You spent money and you saved our entire troop. You're awesome. And so the user feels, hey, I guess that was great. That was $5 well spent. And so as a result, they're more likely to come back and spend more money because of that balance. So whenever you implement any type of black hat techniques, it's very important to add in the white hat stuff right after to accompany and make sure you drive long-term behavior.
So you might wonder, what about core drive 4, ownership and possession, as well as core drive 5, social influence and relatedness? They're in the middle. So what are they, white hat or black hat? Confusing, right? So core drive 4 and 5 are in the middle, so they actually can go both ways. They can be white hat and they can be black hat. So for ownership and possession, owning stuff can feel very great, feel empowering, but at one point, sometimes your stuff can start to own you.
Similarly, social influence can make a person feel very positive, but it can also make people want to commit suicide. And my name is Khan.
So one of the things to recognize is, what is your goal when you design a human-focused campaign, right? If you are looking at employee motivation, you should try not to go into the black hat zone, because hopefully you're looking for long-term employee engagement. You don't want to feel bad about it, so you want to go white hat. However, a lot of times if you're doing an e-commerce store and you're all about closing sales right now, close sales with urgency, then you're probably looking at a lot of black hat techniques. And obviously for your long-term success, you do want users to feel great so they'll come back again. But again, white hat does not create urgency, so if your goal is to close sales, you want to think a little bit more into the black hat.
And this concludes the beginner's guide to gamification. Oh yeah, hey cow. That's right.
And I will see you guys next time on land. Hey dude, stop horsing around.
Hey look, there's the men's room. Well, I don't need to use the men's room. Oh, more of the men's room. Men's room. No, I really don't need to use the restroom. Men's room? More men's room. Oh, men's room. Wow. They advertise the men's room so much that I kind of want to use the restroom now.